It's a brand new beer from Morrisons and the Vocation Brewery. This is Wave After Wave, a Space Invader themed beer, double dry hopped IPA at 6.7%. Just £3.50. But what's it going to be like? Keep on watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we've got a new beer from Morrisons. Just out of the blue, a new beer appeared. Not a range of beers, but just one single new beer from Morrisons. And this is from Vocation, you know, well-renowned brewery. Been in supermarkets in various guises before. But I do like this one because I like the art. Well, I say I like this one. I like the can art on this one. I haven't drank it yet. But this is called Wave After Wave. And you can see it's this sort of Space Invaders theme. And the little actual Space Invaders are hops. And it's a double dry hopped IPA, 6.7%. It's quite a big hitter in terms of an IPA, and it's £3.50, so pretty damn good, I think, for that sort of money. This is hopped with HBC 586, that snappily named hop, which hopefully they're going to come up with a new name for at some point. Simcoe and Galaxy. So not the, you're not your normal Citra mosaics. There's some different sort of hops in there. And it says expect waves of intense flavour with notes of mango, pine and citrus. So let's crack this open, get it in a glass and see what it is all about, because it seems like a long while since we've had a new releases in the supermarket. It just seems strange the way that Morrisons sort of have been really drip feeding their releases, really. They didn't have a whole new sort of wide range of great beers, really. I think they were a bit slow compared with, say, Tesco. So beer in a glass, I expected it a little bit more hazy, but you can see that, certainly the bottom there, it's quite clear. See the carbonation moving up pretty quickly. It's an orangey, more of a tradition, I say more traditional, it's more of a sort of standard craft IPA, and it has that orange sort of tint to it. We've got two fingers, just off white. It's a little bit soapy, the head. I wouldn't say it's hugely compacted, but this is a lot. It's not as, although there is a haze there, it's no way like your New England style. It's no way like, some of the recent beers that we've had from Daya, that real sort of yellowy straw, golden, thick colour. This is definitely much lighter in terms of its colour profile. But aroma-wise, already I can smell nice sort of tropical notes. So let's get a further look in at the aromas on this. Yeah, it's bright, it's zesty. It's got a real sort of fruity aroma. I mean, there's definitely sort of mango and passion fruit, I think, are the sort of big sort of tropical aromas. Yeah, but it smells light and bright and citrusy as well. And, I'm sure there's going to be lots of lemons and grapefruits and those sort of... I wouldn't say I'm picking them up from the aroma, but I feel it's going to be quite a light, refreshing beer. So let's get tucked in, shall we? Cheers, everyone. Yeah, it's quite different, really, than what you expect from a double dry hopped IPA. It's a real fruity beer, but it doesn't have that sort of... It doesn't have the fruitiness of a lot of New England styles. I mean, it's got to be down to the yeast and stuff. I'd say it drinks quite... It's difficult to say that it drinks clear, but it's a lot lighter. It's a lot more refreshing. There's a lot more almost slightly sherbety sort of notes. So there is mango and passion fruit, but it's not a real big thickness of flavour, not strong flavour. It's like a light touch in terms of a flavour. And then you've got a wave of citrus fruits in there. So you've got lemons, you've got limes, you've got oranges as well. And then there's a little bit of, it's a slight touch of grapefruit, but it's very slight. And then there's also a slight touch of sort of pine, but even then, it's very sort of subtle. It just leaves a little dry pininess, a little bit of bite on the back end. I really like it, actually. And I think I like it because it's It's so different than a lot of recent IPAs I've had. It's got, again, I thought because it's a bit lighter, because you can see the carbonation moving up there. I mean, to that, you look at that and you think it's a bit fizzy, it's a bit lager, it's going to be a bit lager-esque. But actually, it's lovely and soft. The carbonation is lovely and soft on this. And I wouldn't say it's not fizzy, but it has a lightness and a zesty fruitiness that it makes it amazingly refreshing, a real refreshing sort of beer. And 6.7%. You don't get that at all. It drinks really light. It drinks like a pale ale to me. I mean, it has that sort of look of a pale ale. It has the body is I wouldn't say it was quite thin and light, the body, but the carbonation, sort of tricks you a little bit because it's very smooth because the carbonation is quite sort of low. And that makes it even easier to drink. So it's light, refreshing, and because the carbonation is fairly low, it goes down really, really well. I tell you what, I'm glad I bought a couple of the cans of this. I thought I'll buy two because I don't always go to Morrisons, and I thought I'll take the risk that it's going to be a good beer, and I'm glad that I have actually, because I think it's a cracking beer. £3.50, great value for money. It's light, it's refreshing. I wouldn't say you get huge, big hits of. I mean, what it said here, yeah. I mean, it said expect waves of intense flavour, mango, pine, citrus. The mango, I don't think is big and strong. I think you're getting a lot of the citrus, and you're getting little pockets of mango and passion fruit in there. And that's about it, I think. But it just drinks really, really well. You can knock back a few of these and, have a bloody good time doing so. So, let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Vocation's Wave After Wave, a double dry hopped IPA, 6.7%, but only £3.50 from Morrisons. I'm sure you can buy it direct from Vocation as well, but I think it's a pretty good value beer. It's got HBC 586, Simcoe, and Galaxy. A sort of strange selection of hops, but they work really well and make it a little bit different than your normal sort of New England IPAs or any sort of IPAs. It's not really east or west really in terms of its style. It's something unique on its own. First things though, the aroma. Well, the aroma on this was, I mean, it's a juicy, fruity sort of aroma, but it's very light in terms of its aroma. You can't necessarily pick out, you're getting the slight orangey passion fruit and mango, I think, but it's not as strong as a lot of those sort of aromas that you get on much more sort of thicker New England style beers. It's pleasant, it's light, it's it's going to be a refreshing beer, and it's not, it doesn't do anything overwhelmingly different, and it's not a big fruit overwhelming of that sort of your nasal senses, as it were. So I'm giving it a 12 for aroma. Appearance wise, yeah, again, I mean, for a double dry hopped IPA, it's very, it's got a slight haze on it, but I'd almost say that that's not as hazy as most IPAs that you get, sort of thing. You can see there's not much in terms of the head. It looks like it's going to be a real fizzy, light sort of beer. And I don't think that's as appealing as a lot of the others. So I'm giving it a 7 for appearance. Flavour wise though, well, like the aromas, you're getting little bits of mango and passion fruit, and then you get a lot of citrus, oranges, lemons, a little bit of lime, a tiny bit of grapefruit, and then you get this sort of dry finish with a sort of slightly dry piney finish. It's quite a very easy to drink beer. It tastes quite light, refreshing because of those citrus flavours. But although you think it's going to be sort of quite carbonated, it's actually quite soft, but it's light and soft. It's not like a nice sort of medium to thick body, sort of creamy sort of beer. It has that sort of very, very pale ale, light sort of flavour, and texture. It's good, but it's not I don't think, you know, the more I drink it, I think, yeah, it's refreshing. It goes down really well. It's just a nice, solid IPA, I think. And it's so different than a lot of the, you know, the New England IPAs that I drink, and those sort of big, sort of creamy, thicker, tropical juice bombs. This is not this. This is very light, but it makes you drink it very easily. The 6.7% is pretty much, you could think it's a 5% pale ale the way that it drinks, because it's very, very light. But it's not, it's got a nice fruity sort of flavour to it. So I'm going to get 34 for flavour. Value for money. Well, it's 6.7%. It's in a 440ml can. I love the artwork from Morrisons. So £3.50. I think it's a pretty damn good value. So I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. And my overall experience, well, I mean, this is quite different than a lot of the beers, certainly that I've drank recently, or that I am a big lover of. It's got this lightness of touch about it that is quite different than a lot of the IPAs that I drink. Where sometimes you want something like that's light and refreshing like a lager, but you want more flavour, you want more fruitiness, and this is what this is all about. It's almost like a, you know, that sort of mountain style or no coast IPA. Although it's got a soft touch, it's not soft and creamy and thick. It's very, very light and has a sort of a much more thinner body than a lot of IPAs. And the flavours are just juicy, orangey, passion fruit, mango, all those sort of flavours, lots of citrus flavours. As I say, it's more like your sort of double dry hop pale than an IPA, but 6.7%, definitely an IPA. It goes down well, and I think it's a nice, refreshing beer, and you should definitely give it a try. I'm giving it 14 for overall experience. So we top those scores up, we get a recommended 76. It's a White Snake beer. It's, you know, it's at the mid-level, really. You've got to slide it in slow and easy. It's a good beer. Give it a try. As I said, this just appeared in Morrisons. I know there's been other reviewers. Big Sip Beer Review did it quite a while ago. So I don't know whether, because he's based in South Wales, I don't know whether they had it in there. But I've been in Morrisons a week ago, they didn't have it, and I went in this week and there it was on the shelf. So yeah, Beer Dad's Beer Review reviewed it fairly recently, and that's what made me think, oh, maybe I'll go to Morrisons and see if it's in mine, and it was there. But the only new beer, so I don't know if they're going to start bringing new ones out. I mean, we're starting to get to the point when summer's over, there should be a new range, you know, building up to Christmas. God, I can't believe it's nearly Christmas. But this is a good beer, and it's worth your time and worth your refresh. It gives you good refreshment. I think that's what it's all about. So if you've had that, let me know what you think. If you haven't had it, go out and buy it, and then let me know what you think. It's a good beer. It's not the best beer in the supermarkets, but it's at the higher level, I think. It's certainly there to be recommended, so give it a try. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next one, keep on rocking.